Today I treated myself to something truly special, the Monet-inspired afternoon tea at Rosewood London Hotel. I was expecting something beautiful, but I wasn't prepared for this. From the moment I walked in, the service was flawless, thoughtful, attentive, and honestly some of the best I've experienced. Every detail from the presentation to the flavours felt so carefully considered, and the food absolutely delicious. But was it just pretty or actually worth £80 per person? Keep watching to see whether this afternoon tea has made it into my top 5. Hello everyone and welcome back for another afternoon tea review. Now today we are heading to Rosewood London, which I'm very excited about because they do a Monet-inspired afternoon tea. So this is going to be a very artistic afternoon tea. I've had a little sneak peek at what the patisseries look like. They look absolutely stunning. So I cannot wait to experience them for myself. I'm just walking over to the hotel now. It's actually very close to Holborn Station, maybe like a 2 to 3 minute walk from there. So really not too tricky to get to. I'm going to head into the hotel. I'll show you what the whole setup looks like, and then we'll get into our afternoon tea review, and I'll let you know whether or not I think it is worth spending your money on. So I've just arrived at the Rosewood Hotel and I've sat down for my afternoon tea. It's a gorgeous hotel. The building itself is so pretty. I'll insert some videos for you guys to see exactly what it looks like because it's so gorgeous here. And the afternoon tea is actually just in the right hand side of the building. So as you come in through the courtyard, you just turn right, then turn left, and you are in the area that the afternoon tea, I should say, takes place in. The room is gorgeous. There's a lot of gold accents, there's a lot of dark wood and also blacks as well. It's a little bit more dark in colour tone than some of the other places we've been for afternoon tea, but I actually really like it. I really feel like it does add to the atmosphere. And I've got the menu here in front of me. So this is a Monet-inspired afternoon tea. They've actually been doing art-inspired afternoon teas at the Rosewood for quite a while now, and they switch up every so often. They've done things inspired by Picasso before, multiple other artists, but they've stuck with Monet for now. And honestly, this menu is seriously impressive. So they've got some illustrations in here of the 3 patisseries or pastries that you get with this afternoon tea. You get a good selection of sandwiches, you get plain raisins and scones, of course, with strawberry jam and lemon curd, and they talked me through the whole menu, which I really, really appreciate. There's a really good level of care when it comes to the service here. I was greeted really nicely. They took my bag, they put it in the cloakroom for me, they brought me to my table, they recommended where I should sit as well based on where I'll have the best experience. I actually was going to sit a bit further away and they told me not to because it's right by where they do the food service, so they said it might be a bit too noisy for me. So I really appreciate that they genuinely care about you having a really good experience here. And the afternoon tea here is £80 per person as a starting price point, but there are quite a few different things you can add on here. So you can add on a alcohol-free sparkling wine for an extra £10 to bring it up to £90. You can do a cocktail art afternoon tea. They've got 4 different cocktails you can choose from to start your afternoon tea with. That's £98 per person. They've got a couple of champagne options in there as well. They have options to add caviar, which I won't be doing today because I don't really feel like I need to be that bougie. But they also have an afternoon tea pairing option, which I think I might go for. So it's an additional £19 and you get a different tea with each section of the afternoon tea. So they have one for the sandwich service, one for the scone service, and then one for the pastry service. I think I might go for that. They are their rarities that you get with this experience, and I think it might be quite a nice way to fully immerse myself in it and give you guys just a full review of exactly what you can get at the Rosewood with your art afternoon tea. So I'm going to put my order in for my afternoon tea now, and then once everything starts to arrive, I will of course let you know exactly what I think of the experience. So my first tea and also all of the savoury items have arrived with me in one go. They actually came out fairly quickly as well, which I'm very impressed and happy with. So I've got the menu down here because there's honestly quite a bit for us to get through at this afternoon tea, and I want to make sure I refer to everything correctly. So I'm just going to turn to the tea pairing page. So the first tea that we have to go with the sandwiches and the savoury items is the special Ratnapura Fop tea. So this is a top speciality and rare tea. It's pine needle shaped leaves with many silver tops in them, and is from a very specific province as well. They say the taste is highly aromatic and spicy, and it has notes of its own mild malty flavour to it as well. So I'm very excited to try it. They poured it out for me. It came in a gorgeous teapot. Let me show this to you. I think these are so sweet. Hopefully you can see that clearly. I just think these are the cutest. I love that they have these custom teapots. But I've got the tea in this teacup here. Again, it doesn't exactly match the teapot, but it does go with it. It's part of the same set. So I'm going to try this now and I'll let you know what I think of the flavours of the tea. That is a really, really lovely tea. I personally am not getting anything aromatic or spicy from it. It does have a nice malty flavour to it. It is a nice tea, but I'm not getting those notes through in a strong way. I'll see what I think as I continue to drink it though. It might just need a little bit more time to settle, but it is a lovely tea and I'm excited to sip it while I have my savoury items during this service. So for the savoury items, we get 5 of them. There's a few that are on breads or buns or brioches, but there's quite a bit of variety in there, which I actually really like. I feel like with a lot of afternoon teas, they rely on just doing the classic sandwiches, and that can get quite repetitive and samey if you do like to do afternoon teas as a special occasion. So I do like that this is slightly different. It gives you a few different things to try. It makes it a bit more exciting. So I'm going to work my way through these based on where they are on the menu here. We're going to go from top to bottom in the menu. So I'm going to start with the camembert custard tart. It has a pear chutney, camembert mousse, and caramelized pear. So I'm just going to pick that up now and I'll show it to you, and then we'll try it and I'll let you know what my thoughts are. So this is what the camembert tart looks like. It looks so good, and it's actually a really good size as well. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. So I'm just going to pop that on my plate. I'm going to cut into it with my fork and get a little bit for me to try, and then once I've got some on my fork, I'll let you know what my thoughts are. I love camembert. It's one of my favourite cheeses, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to absolutely love this. Okay, I've managed to get a little bit without causing too much of a mess, so I'm going to try this now. It is so lovely. I love the camembert with the pear. They go beautifully together, and it's really nice and creamy and rich. It just feels so luxurious. Perfect way to start an afternoon tea service. Next up, we have a lobster and prawn profiterole, which again looks absolutely gorgeous. The presentation here is amazing. I really feel like they've gone all out with it, and for me that really adds to the experience, especially when you're spending £80 on an afternoon tea. I really expect the presentation to be top class, which it is here. So I'm probably just going to bite into this one to try it. So this is the lobster and prawn profiterole with Dijon mayonnaise, lemon zest, and forest fruit tea jelly. That was a bit of a mouthful to say, but I've got this here now, so I'm going to try this and I'll let you know what I think of the flavours. That is really lovely and fresh. I love the lobster and prawn in there. I love prawns. They're one of my favourite things to eat. Delicious. They're so tasty. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but it is a good size. It's easy to just eat in one bite if you wanted to. So far, I am really, really enjoying this. Third up for the savoury items, we have the egg mayonnaise in a brioche roll, and this has some caviar on it as well. So let me just check the menu to tell you exactly what's included. So it's egg and mayo, King's Imperial caviar, and then on a brioche bun. I'm going to taste test this as well now. I'll let you know what my thoughts are. I'm quite picky about my egg mayonnaise. I do quite like a truffle egg mayo, but that said, we've had some good egg mayonnaises that are just quite classic. I'm interested to see how this compares. That is really, really yummy. I actually really like it being in the brioche roll. I feel like it adds a nice texture and flavour to it. The caviar is delicious as well. It's really, really nice, and I'm really enjoying that there's a lot of variety in this for the savouries, as I mentioned. I really feel like it makes it feel a bit more elevated than a standard afternoon tea. Fourth up, we have our roast chicken option. So this is roast chicken, baby gem lettuce, tarragon infused mayonnaise, and it's on an onion seeded bun. So it looks a bit like a mini burger bun or a slider. That's what it looks like. I'm going to bite into this as well. It's not quite an easy one to cut into. I'm going to bite into it and try it, and I'll let you know what I think of the flavours. That is nice. I don't think it feels as elevated as the others. That's not to say it's not nice and I'm not enjoying it. I am. I just feel like the other three feel a little bit more elevated and luxurious. It would have been nice to have a coronation chicken thing here as well. I love coronation chicken, especially at an afternoon tea. But it's nice enough and I'm enjoying it. I'm sure I'm going to finish that one and really like it as well. And then finally we have our smoked salmon item. So this is cured salmon, creme fraiche, cucumber ribbon, trout roe and toasted brioche. Again, very beautifully presented for us. It looks so tasty, so visually appealing. I'm going to bite into this now. I'll let you know what my thoughts are. That is also really tasty, and I quite like that they've done like a toasted bread for this one, so it's a little bit different. We don't have any classic standard sandwiches here. The salmon tastes really fresh. I like the roe on there as well. I personally would just take that little bit of cucumber off because you guys know I'm not the hugest fan of cucumber. I like that they don't have a cucumber sandwich here. Overall, I actually really rate those savouries. I think they're really well thought out, really well considered, something a little bit different from the classic traditional afternoon teas, and they pair really nicely with the tea that I've got to drink while I'm enjoying them as well. So I'm going to carry on eating these, make my way through them slowly, enjoying the atmosphere in this room and enjoying my tea as well. And then once I've finished up with everything, we'll get into the scone review. I finished with my savouries now. I really enjoyed them, so much so that I actually ordered refills of the egg mayo and the camembert tart. They were so good. I couldn't resist, couldn't help myself. And you guys know it's extremely rare for me to ask for the refills, just because otherwise I get full up on them, and then it gets to the scones and the pastries or the patisseries, and I just don't have space for everything. But I did have to ask for seconds of these, and it's good for you to know if you book this afternoon tea, they do come over, they ask, do you have any favourites from what you've tried? You have the option to order some more of anything that you've really enjoyed, which I think is a really lovely touch, especially when you're spending a little bit more on the experience. You want to be able to make the most of it, so I very much appreciate that. I'm going to wait for my scones to arrive now, and then we're going to change the tea to go with the scones to a different one. I'll review that tea, I'll let you know what my thoughts are on the scones, as well as the clotted cream and the jams that come with it. With this one, we get a strawberry jam and a lemon curd, which I personally love. I love a lemon curd at an afternoon tea, so I'm very excited to try them. So my second tea has now arrived alongside the scones and the madeleine, and this is the Sunny Passion Par, I think. Let me just double check in the menu. I've got the menu down here. Just need to turn to the tea pairing page. So let's get to the right page in the menu. Yeah, this is the Sunny Passion Pear tea. That's what I meant to say. So it's actually a green tea, and it has yellow rosebuds, flakes of pineapple and mango cubes in it. It's supposed to be quite aromatic and fresh. It's actually a green tea. I can smell it from here. I've got it in front of me and I can smell it already. It smells incredibly fruity and delicious. I'm very excited to try it. I'm going to do a little bit of a taste test now, and then I'll let you know what my thoughts are. It's also a very nice, vibrant kind of marigold colour, which I really appreciate. I love a colourful tea. So let's see what my thoughts are on the flavour. That is delicious. I really like it. I love a fruity tea, and that is just so unique. I've never had a tea like that. Really going to enjoy that with the scones. So I'm going to crack into the scones now. They recommended I start with those, then do the madeleine. That's the order that they ask you to have it in and expect you to have it in. And we've got one fruit and one plain scone. These have been brought out warm to me as well. You guys know I absolutely love that. I always comment on it, whether or not they bring the scones out warm. I think it makes a big difference, again, especially when you're paying for a more luxury experience. So we've got the fruit scone here. This is what this one looks like. It looks really delicious. And then we've got the plain scone here, which looks fairly similar as well. These are really beautifully baked. So I'm very excited to get stuck into these. I think what I will do is I will have the clotted cream and the strawberry jam on the raisin scone, and then we'll do the clotted cream and the lemon curd on the plain scone, and I'll let you know what my thoughts are of the flavours and the quality of them and how they measure up to some of the other scones we've had at our luxury afternoon teas. So here is the fruit scone with the cream and the jam added to it. It looks so good. I'm really excited to try this and to see what I think. That scone is perfect. It's so tasty, and the clotted cream and the homemade strawberry jam are both also delicious. Really like it. I feel like I'm gonna very much enjoy the scones at this afternoon tea. Moving on to the plain scone, I've popped some lemon curd and cream onto this one too. It looks so good. Honestly, that lemon curd is so creamy. I cannot wait to try it. I'm sure it's gonna be absolutely delicious. That is absolute perfection. That lemon curd, it has the tang of the lemon to it, but it's not too overwhelming or overpowering. It's so beautiful and delicate, and it is a homemade lemon curd that they actually make here, I believe. So I love that. I am really enjoying these scones. I'm going to take my time to make my way through them while sipping on my tea. Then once I'm done with them, I'll give you a review of the madeleine that they include as well.
and let you know what my thoughts are on that. Before we move on to the Madeleine, I thought I would just show you how much I've used up of everything for the scones. So I'm just going to pick these up carefully. I don't want to drop anything. I'm just about to drop the spoon out of the cream, so let me put that on my plate. So of the cream, I actually have quite a bit left. I actually did finish my scones fully as well, so this is probably plenty for 2 people, I would think. I'm very generous with how much cream I put on my scones, so if you're not like me, if you're a bit more sparing, you'll have plenty. For the lemon curd, let me just grab that. There's actually not really that much left of that. They don't give you too much, and I really, really liked it, so there's only a little bit left of that, but again, probably enough for 2 people. And then third and finally, the strawberry jam. There is loads of this left. You're definitely not going to need to ask for a refill on that. So that's what I've got left of that. The scones were definitely some of the best that I've ever had at an afternoon tea. They were really, really delicious. Perfect size as well. They're filling enough that you don't feel like you're getting tiny mini scones, but also not so big that they're overwhelming. Really love them. Now we're going to get into the Madeleine. I'm going to pick them up to show you what they look like. They're so sweet. They're so beautifully presented as well. So you get 2, and this is what they look like. I'll just hold this one up so you can see. So cute and sweet. And then it also comes with a jasmine cream, which is topped with a strawberry jelly, which you can see here. This looks incredible. I'm really excited to get into this. So they recommend that you put the jasmine cream on top of the Madeleine and have it all together, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that now, and then I'll show you what it looks like with the jasmine cream added on top, and then we'll taste test it. I'll let you know what my thoughts are, but I kind of love this sort of thing being added to an afternoon tea. It's an extra sweet item that just makes it a little bit more fun and feel a little bit more luxurious as well. And I like the experience of it, of having something extra to add to it, having this jasmine cream to try. I'm really excited to see what I think of it. So I've just popped the jasmine cream onto the Madeleine here. Hopefully you can see that. That's what it looks like. I'm trying not to drop it on the table because I don't want to cause a mess, but I'm going to try this now. I'll let you know what my thoughts are. That is so tasty. That cream is delicious, and the Madeleines are lemon and vanilla Madeleine, so I've got a little bit of a hint of the lemon in there, which I really, really like. Delicious, honestly. I might be eating every single thing at this afternoon tea. This is so rare for me. Normally I come to these afternoon teas and I leave some of the sandwiches, and I leave a little bit of the scones, and I leave a little bit of the sweet items. I do try and box up what I can to take home with me to enjoy later. But typically I don't eat everything because I like to leave space. I don't want to leave feeling so full of food that I can barely move. But with this one, everything has been so good. I can't help myself. I'm just really enjoying it, and also the pace feels really nice and slow. I don't feel rushed in any way. I don't feel like I'm on a time limit, so it's just a really nice and relaxing experience. So the final tea and the patisseries have arrived with me now, and I'm kind of speechless. I don't really know what to say. I've honestly enjoyed this so much. They have very much ended it on a high with these 3 patisseries that we're going to get into. I'm going to show you exactly what they look like in a minute. They are incredible. They're some of the most beautiful that we've ever had at an afternoon tea, which is saying something because we've experienced quite a few afternoon teas now. But before I get into that, I've got my final tea here, which is the Gen Matcha. I don't know how you say it. I think it's Gen Matcha. This is the Gen Matcha tea. It has kind of a popcorn fragrance to it. I know we've had a green tea before that had a popcorn flavouring to it, and I actually quite liked it. It's a bit more unique and different from the standard green tea, so I've got this here. I'm going to try it now, and then I'll let you know what my thoughts are. Really, really lovely. It's a really nice light flavour. It's a beautiful light yellow-green colour, very vivid, very visually appealing. So I'm going to really enjoy having that with these 3 patisseries, which I actually don't want to cut into because they're so stunning, but we are going to have to. We're going to have to try them. I'm going to try and cut into them as neatly as I can because I want to keep them looking as nice as I can, but also I want to be able to show you the cross sections inside of them so you can see the level of artistry that has gone into this is honestly really impressive. I'll insert some clips so you can see what the 3 of them look like. They do a whole experience when they bring them over. They bring them over in a box, which is very much like the Monet water lilies sort of style of painting that he was very well known for. They lift the box up for you. You've got these 3 gorgeous patisseries in front of you, all inspired by some of Monet's most famous artworks, and it's all written in the menu, which I've kept hold of here, so we can talk a bit about it while we try it. But I just love the attention to detail that they've got here. It's honestly so impressive. It really makes it worth the £80 that you're paying. It feels so much more like an experience and a piece of art rather than just a standard afternoon tea where you're just going to experience something that you could maybe experience at multiple different places across the globe at different 5-star hotels. So let's get into reviewing these patisseries. I don't want to do it in a sense because I'm just so nervous about ruining them. I'm like really scared about taking them off of the thing. I might not actually take them off of this stand. I might cut into them and get a little bit on my plate to try because I really don't want to ruin them. I don't want to try and pick them up and then drop them and then they don't look as good as they currently do now. So anyway, enough waffling from me. Let's get the menu out. Let's get back on track. Let me find the items in here. I feel like I've got very flustered now because I'm really enjoying myself and I'm kind of just like not getting stressed but getting a bit like nervous about having to cut into these patisseries. Anyway, enough about that. Let's start with Woman with a Parasol. So this is one of Monet's most famous artworks. It was based on a scene of his wife that he painted with their son, and this creation evokes drifting movement, luminous colour, and the quiet spontaneity of a summer stroll. I love the sound of that. So this is a vanilla madeleine sponge paired with rosemary white chocolate and an apricot vanilla jelly, and then it's finished with a pistachio crumb and green chocolate parasol. That sounds divine to me. So I am going to make sure I've got clips filmed of each of these individually, and I'm going to cut into this one and I'll show you what the inside of it looks like, and then we'll try it and I'll let you know what I think of the flavours. I've managed to cut into the Woman with a Parasol without causing a major disaster, which I'm very proud of myself for because I can be extremely clumsy. So I was fully expecting to cut into that, for it to fall over, fall into the other items, cause a huge mess, which luckily it didn't, and I've got a really lovely cross section of it. I've popped some on my plate now as well to try, so I'm very excited to see if the flavours live up to the presentation. That is really tasty. I love the tang of the apricot in there paired with the vanilla. It's delicious, so I could absolutely eat the whole thing. I don't think I will today. I think I'm going to have to take away most of these because I've filled up on the scones, the madeleines and the savoury items, but it's really, really tasty. I really like it. It has a really lovely flavour profile to it. It feels so well thought out. I'm excited to try the other two and to see what I think. Second item we have to try is the water lily pond. Now I feel like this is what Monet is most well known for, and this looks absolutely gorgeous down to the detail of the little water droplets on the top of the patisserie. I think that is so clever and pretty, and I love that sort of level of attention to detail with these types of things. Because these are edible things, you could so easily just like skim past things like that. It makes such a difference. It makes it feel so special. So I've cut into this. You can see the cross section. Again, it looks divine. I'm very excited to try it and to talk through the flavours. This is pistachio with morello and guillotine jelly. I think I've said that right. And then it's infused with cherry blossom whipped pistachio ganache and matcha chocolate decorations. I am very excited to try this and to see what I think. I do love pistachio, so I'm hoping I'm going to really, really enjoy this too. I actually really like that. It's really light and creamy. It does have a little bit of the bitterness of a matcha, but I think it pairs really well with the rest of the flavours. Really nicely balanced. Again, really unique and well thought out. We don't often get that at afternoon teas. Even the most premium ones, some of my favourite ones, they really play it safe with the flavours and the theming of their afternoon teas. This one is so special and unique and just such an experience. I've been really enjoying it. We've got one more patisserie to try, and then once I've tried it, I'll let you know my final thoughts on this whole experience. So the final item we have to try is the Impression Sunrise. So this is inspired by Monet's early morning scenes of Le Havre, capturing misted horizons, quiet movement on the water, and luminous colour that shaped a new artistic vision. And this is almond sponge with a yellow peach and vanilla jelly, raspberry gel, vanilla mousse, and on an almond Florentine biscuit. Now, does that not just sound delicious and heavenly? I'm going to cut into it now. Put a little bit of it on my plate so I can show you the cross section. I've done really well with the cross sections at this afternoon tea. I hope you guys are happy with them. Hopefully it shows you exactly what they look like inside, and I know that some people have asked for that because you kind of want to be able to see those sorts of details. So I'm going to try this now and I'll let you know what my thoughts are of the flavours. That is my favourite of the three. It is delicious. All of these were so tasty, so well thought out, really lovely flavours, beautiful presentation. I've really, really enjoyed them. Such a perfect way to end the afternoon tea, and I always find this bit of the afternoon tea, the patisseries, can sometimes be the absolute highlight or the biggest letdown. These are absolutely the highlight. I have really enjoyed them. I wish I could finish them all right now. I definitely can't. So I'm going to take home what I don't finish so I can enjoy them a bit later on. I'm going to eat as much as I can without feeling like I'm about to burst. And then I'm going to sip my tea, enjoy the atmosphere in here a little bit more. And then I'll give you my final thoughts on this afternoon tea. I think it's probably quite clear how I feel about this one, but I'll give you my summary at the end and let you know whether or not I think this one is worth you guys booking. So now that I've finished the full afternoon tea experience, let me give you my final thoughts on this one. Rosewood London is not a hotel that I had on my absolute bucket list of afternoon teas to try. I'll be honest, it wasn't up there. On my bucket list, I had places like the Ritz, the Dorchester, the Savoy, basically all the places that people know to go in London for afternoon tea, the places that are the most famous for it. And this one has pretty much blown most of those out the water, I'm going to be completely honest. This has been such an incredible experience. I've really, really enjoyed it. And what you guys maybe know or maybe don't know if you've not watched many of my videos is when I come for my afternoon teas, I come on my own because I like to be able to film at my own pace. If I came with someone else, I'd feel awful for bringing them along to such an expensive experience, making them spend most of it listening to me talk to a camera. I just don't think it's very fair. So I tend to do these all on my own, but I do pay attention to the other tables and the service that they're getting, because I know as someone that's got a camera in front of me that's very obviously filming the experience, I may experience it differently from someone who doesn't. And so I like to pay attention to everyone else's table, the service that they're getting, the experience it appears that they're having, and I kind of factor that into my reviews as well. I like to gauge whether or not I think you would have a good experience, whether you're on your own, whether you're with a big group, whether you're on a date or there to celebrate something special. And the service here has been incredible for myself, but also for everyone else that I can see around me. They've been so attentive. They put so much time and detail into explaining the whole afternoon tea experience to you. They know everything about it. They know it inside out. They can talk to you about it in great detail. And I really, really appreciate that. It makes all the difference. It means that you really get the most out of the experience. It's honestly just been such a delight. The teas were delicious. I did that tea pairing. It was an extra £19. Do I feel like you need to spend the extra £19 to get the most out of your experience? Probably not. They have an incredible tea menu as it is. Personally, I would just stick to that and order one or two teas that you can try during the service. There's so many in there. There will be something that you love. The afternoon tea service itself, so the food that's included, is exceptional. It's such great quality, but it's also just so varied and well thought out and really considered. I really, really enjoyed it. The patisseries in particular are such a standout, such a highlight. They are beautifully put together and they are also delicious. This is a really, really strong afternoon tea. It's £80 per person, so it is expensive. It's up there with the likes of the Ritz and the Dorchester in terms of price point, but I think it is absolutely worth it.
Let's take a look at where this places Rosewood's art afternoon tea in our top 5, and we finally have a new entry here. I absolutely loved this.
I would highly recommend that you book this one if you're coming to London and you want one luxury afternoon tea to try. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this review, seeing what the Rosewood offer with their afternoon tea service. Let me know if there are any others in London that I've not got round to yet that you would like me to review. I love adding all of your recommendations to my long, long list of places to try. I hope you have a lovely week and I will see you in my next video.